I like hydroelectric power plant because it is renewable.
I like hydro power plant because it's renewable.
I like hydroelectric power plant because they don't emit any greenhouse gases and other pollutants.
So you're asking me why do you like hydroelectric power plant? I don't know, it's cheap maybe, but that's all I can think.
First of all, hydro power plants are safe, don't harm people, and second is that they are renewable.
So come on and jiggity jack yourself before you wreck yourself.
Hi, I'm Samantha Cabasa from the Hydroelectric team, and I will be showing to you the process or how a dam works. Okay, so we have the diagram of the dam and the inside look of a dam. We have the control gate, which we can open or turn off anytime whenever energy is needed. When we open the control gate, water will flow through it from the reservoir. It will lead to the penstock, which will then flow into the turbine. The mechanical energy produced in the turbine will be transformed into an electrical energy by the generator. It will be transferred into a step-up transformer. The energy will then be distributed using the power lines, and the water used will flow back to the river by leading into the outflow. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Denzel Dumalag, and I will be discussing to you about harnessing hydroelectric power from estuaries, oceans, seas, and waves.
Introducing the Pelamis wave power. The Pelamis wave power harnesses energy from the waves. As the waves pass through it, it moves the hinged joints of the Pelamis up, down, sideways, and forwards and backwards. This then moves the hydraulic rams, which drives an electrical generator. The electrical generator converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy, and the electrical energy is carried to shore via a subsea cable and out to the network. Tides are the rise and fall of sea levels caused by the combined effects of the gravitational forces exerted by the moon, sun, and the rotation of the earth. Because of this, water from high levels flow to the lower levels, and current is produced. These currents may be harnessed to produce electrical energy. As water flows from the high levels to the lower levels, current is produced, and this current may be used to drive the turbine, which is connected to the generator. The mechanical energy is converted to electrical energy by the generator. Then the electricity will be transferred to a step-up transformer and then distributed to power lines and into the power grid.
And I will be discussing with you the privileges of mini hydro developers and the hydroelectric power plants in the Philippines. Now here is the list of the privileges of mini hydro developers.
Republic Act Number 7156, or the Mini Hydro Law, provides the following rights and privileges of mini hydro developers as follows. Number 1. Special privilege tax rates. Tax payable by developers to develop potential sites for hydroelectric power and to generate, transmit, and sell electric power shall be 2% of their gross receipts. Number 2. Income tax holiday for 7 years from start of commercial operations. Number 3. Tax and duty-free importation of machinery, equipment, and materials. Exception from payment of tariff duties and value-added tax on importation of machinery and equipment within 7 years from date of awarding of contract. Number 4. Tax credit on domestic capital equipment. For developers to buy machinery, equipment, materials, and parts from local manufacturers, tax credit is given equivalent to 100% of value-added tax and custom duties that would have been paid to import said machinery, equipment, and etc. Number 5. Special realty tax rates on equipment and machinery. Realty and other taxes on civil works, equipment, machinery, and other improvements of a registered mini hydropower developer shall not exceed 2.5% of their original cost. Number 6. VAT exemption. Exemption from payment of 10% VAT on gross receipts derived from sale of electric power, whether wheeled via the NPC grid or electric utility line.
And here is the list of hydroelectric power plants in the Philippines.
Hi everyone, my name is Francis Luis Corpus, representing the Hydroelectric team of Ateneo de Iloilo-Santa Catholic School. And here are the advantages of the hydroelectric power plant. The first advantage of hydro power plant is no fuel cost. Hydro energy doesn't require any fuel like most other sources of energy. This is a huge advantage over other fossil fuels whose costs are increasing at a drastic rate every year. Electricity prices are increasing rapidly in most parts of the world, much faster than general inflation. Price shocks due to high fuel costs are a big risk with fossil fuel energy these days. The second is low operating costs and little maintenance. Operating labor is, the second is low operating costs and little maintenance. Operating labor cost is usually low as plants are automated and have few personnel on site during normal operation. The third is low electricity cost. The electricity produced from hydropower is quite low, making it very attractive to construct hydro plants. The payback period is estimated to be between 5 to 8 years for a normal hydropower plant. Hydro plants also have long lives of between 50 to 100 years, which means that they are extremely profitable. The fourth advantage of a hydropower plant is no greenhouse gas emissions or air pollution. Hydroelectric doesn't produce any greenhouse gas emissions or cause air pollution from the combustion of fossil fuels like coal, oil, or gas. This makes them very attractive as a source of cheap, non-carbon dioxide producing electricity. The fifth advantage is energy storage. Pumped hydro storage is possible with most of the hydropower plants. This makes them ideal storage for wind and solar power, which are intermittent in nature. The fifth advantage is energy storage. Pumped hydro storage is possible with most of the hydropower plants. This makes them ideal storage for wind and solar power, which are intermittent in nature. Hydro dams can be modified at low costs to allow pumped storage. The sixth advantage of hydroelectric power plant is small size possible. Hydroelectric can be produced in almost any size, from 1 megawatt to 10,000 megawatts, which makes it very versatile. Small hydropower plants are being encouraged by government as they cause less ecological effects than large hydropower plants. Even micro hydro plants are possible. Seventh is reliability. Hydropower is much more reliable than wind and solar power, though less than coal and nuclear as a baseload source of power. Hydroelectricity is more or less predictable, much in advance, though it can decrease in summer months when the water is low in the catchment areas. Eighth is high load factor. The load factor for solar and wind ranges from 15 to 40%, which is quite low compared to fossil fuel energy. Hydroelectricity, on the other hand, has a load factor of almost 40 to 60%. And the last but not the least is long life. Hydro plants has a very long life, around 50 to 100 years, which is much longer than that of even nuclear power plants. The long life implies that the life cycle cost of a hydropower plant becomes very low in the long term.
Nothing gives you as much energy and refreshes you than a bottle of water. If this small bottle of water can give a big guy like me energy in this hot temperature in the middle of the day, how much more large bodies of water give energies to towns, cities, and nations. Hello there. I am B of the Hydroelectric team of Ateneo de Iloilo, and we're here to tell you why hydroelectric power plants should be the best power plants for the years 2020 to 2050. Okay? First of all, hydroelectricity is one, if not the most greenest and eco-friendly source of energy there is. Why? Well, it's just utilizing the power of nature and generating energy from it without having to burn, destroy, or pollute. So in this, I think it's safe that this will leave our carbon emissions to a zero state if used. And second of all, hydroelectricity has been used in also many highly developed countries such as China and the United States of America. Why? Because it generates tremendous amounts of energy for a few maintenance costs. Only needs few turbines, maybe a dam, and a few manpower, and it also outlasts many years. It has been proven that the average lifespan of hydroelectric dams are from 50 to 100 years, exceeding the capacity of all the other electricity power plants. And lastly, of course, the Philippines is an archipelago, meaning we are home to many bodies of water, which, if utilized properly, can be the source of huge amounts of electricity, which will cut the power shortages here in our country and push us to be a more progressive nation. So, is hydroelectricity the best kind of energy source for the years 2020 to 2050? Why? Because it's green, effective, and it is very much available. It has been used since ancient times and has been proven to outlast thousands of years. If these hydroelectric power plants have been used since olden times and could last for so long, then it is the most stable. So I say that with these, we can be safe of having hydroelectric power plants built in our country for a safer, greener tomorrow.